Welcome to the first edition of the post-game summary by Hold the Door DFS. I am one of your DFS providers at Fantasy Sports Insight. Here is a picture of our homepage. If you have not been there, we do have NBA, NHL, cheat sheets, content for most sports will be on our site. You can also find our ways to get to our Discord channel, which looks like this. This is our Discord channel. We can go through and see all the sports that we cover. We do cover EuroLeague, we cover tennis, WNBA, MLB, all the major sports. Those are just some of the other ones, XFL right now, which is awesome. So my goal of doing some videos like this is just to kind of get into some of my contests that I played the previous night, kind of talk a little bit of strategy. I would love to see some questions and other things that you maybe want to see on these videos. We also will do actually some content with NHL. I'll do a lot of MLB Showdown and might even do some tennis slates as well. So I'm going to start out over here at my DFS tracker. I do use Roto Tracker for my DraftKings only results to kind of manipulate some of the settings to see how I'm doing against specific players in sports. But this, because I do play Monkey Knife Fight, I do like to use it in a different area that I can kind of combine them. So as you can see, 2020 has been off to a great start. January was an unreal run there for a while. February started out really shaky. You had a few days that were really up and down, but after that, we kind of had a streak there going for the end of the month. So if you can see here, this was February. We had some rough days here, minus 233, minus 739, minus 330, minus 1060. So I just kind of try to keep the grind going with my same strategies. March has been really good. The last couple of days made over $1,100. So let's kind of dive into some of the things that I do. And most of you know that I play basically exclusively cash games. And not just any cash games, it's typically only head-to-head. And that's just a strategy that I have come to like, and it's been super successful for me, so I don't see really any reason to change. Yesterday was actually an exception for the NBA Showdown slate at the end of the day. You can see here these top four contests. I did enter a $530 50-50 four-man, and there was a specific reason I did it. The lineup was so chalky. I did see McLovin and BK Ryder in the contest already, and then I saw 19th Thole, which is not somebody I recognize in the NBA DFS world. So I did enter it knowing that us three probably would have the same lineup, and knew that it would basically be a guaranteed profit as long as we beat the one single guy. And usually I trust when there's that chalk build, that it goes well. And we did beat him by 41 points. So us three then chopped the $2,000 prize pool, which gave us $666. So come out with like $130 profit on that contest. The other three head-to-heads I played during the slate, it is tough to find fish or like non-pro NBA, any of the NBA lobbies. And it's just because there's so much content out there and so many people are playing big dollar lineups and using optimizers. But I did still do my typical block list, which I'll talk about here at the end. But D Hayes 22 and Sandusky are both pros. So I was pretty sure that they were going to have the same lineup as me. So I did take their head-to-heads, basically just knowing I was going to get some free crowns out of the deal. And then I get my rake back the next day. Top Cat 21, I did play him. He was somebody that picked up my head-to-head contest after I had everyone blocked. He is a user that I do see in the soccer lobby sometimes as well. We haven't played each other in a while. The big difference we had here was I had Middleton at captain and Eric Bledsoe. He had Booker at captain with Brook Lopez. This line was the other line in cash games that was kind of swaying the field. If that was going to cash, it was probably going to push a lot of people with the chalk lineup out of cash, basically because Ilyasova was awful. But Booker started out really hot, so I was down for a while, but then Bledsoe really, as being the person that was giving me 1x compared to Lopez, he outscored him by 14. That was huge in deciding the game. So NBA came out with a decent $300 profit after those two matches. I did start my day actually with two PGA Round 4 showdowns. If you haven't done PGA showdowns, I love it. I can't really stand waiting 4 days to figure out if I won or lost. And PGA Tour showdowns in round 4 have a little bit different scoring. And I had one that was really close, one that wasn't. They take positional points. So wherever they finish, you get points for that. So actually off the bat, before this slate even started, I was beating him by 27 just because of the positional. I took Hatton, who was in first place. I took Rory, who was awful but was already in 5th place. Okay, he took 4 guys that were outside the top 20. Gooch did finish at T13, but Xander and Hovland and Nick Taylor got him very minimal positional points. And in the end, that's the difference. I beat him by 3. Hatton had to par 18, which was the hardest hole on the course, which he did to win it. DeChambeau gave me a sweat because he was one of the 3 guys to birdie 18 to give him a fourth place finish, which obviously then boosted his positional points. So that was a great play by him. So I came out, won both my 215s for PGA Tour Showdown. Typically on Saturday and Sunday, I usually get a lot of soccer action in, but this week we did not. This weekend I did not on Sunday just because of, I think it was a Man City slate and Everton and just something I just didn't like the build, so then I just didn't play. NASCAR, I did play 1 slate. Again, I blocked the top 10 player on the slate. Mathis Hard picked up my contest. He actually had a pretty decent build. We only were 2 different. Harvick led a decent amount of laps, had a really fast car, and finished 2nd. So he kind of led me to victory with 87 points. Where Kyle Busch, those are the 2 that were going head to head. He started in 10th place and did move up and finished 3rd. So he did get the place differential. He just didn't get any laps led and only had 9 fastest laps. So you see here, even in this case, Harvick beat him by 35. And then the other 2 were close. So yesterday was a really good day in terms of that. I did lose 1 contest, a 215 spring training MLB slate. Not really sure why I played it, but and I played it against Pickler. The Pickler is usually a sharp player in every sport, but and when I kind of look at our lineups, we were basically identical, except for I had Verlander, who got hurt and then only pitched 2 innings, and he had Shoemaker somehow scored 20.5 points in a spring training slate. But it's spring training, anything can happen. He got the win. He pitched 4 innings, didn't give up a hit. I did beat him in the hitters, but that didn't really matter because of the 16-point differential. So that was my 1 loss. So if you are new to playing cash games with head-to-head and you wanting to block, you do have to think about what the price range you're playing at is. When you're playing $10, $20, $50, depending on what the slate is, it's sometimes too hard to block the 10 best players because I kind of work my way down. I start at 530, block those players, go to 215, block the rest of those players. Then if there's still leftovers in the 109, then I do that. So here's my soccer block list for right now. It does kind of change depending on the slate because there's certain players that play EPL, some that play MLS. Those are the biggest ones that I kind of swap out like 3 or 4 guys on. But for NBA Showdown, I do definitely update my block list, but most of the time about 1 or 2 short. It does take 10 minutes to go into effect. So if you try to block at 6:20 and the slate slocks at 6:30 and somebody picks up your head-to-head that you didn't want to, and that just is what it is. The system sometimes takes up to 10 minutes. So that's kind of the wrap for today. I just want to kind of give you an insight on some of the sweats I had, some of the contests I play, some of the strategy I do. I will certainly be doing this more often on a regular basis, even on nights that I lose, because it's always good to be transparent about those days that are good and the days that are not. Check us out at this website. Check us out our YouTube channel. You can subscribe, like the video. Gator Guy has also been posting soccer videos almost daily, and he also will be posting a bankroll management video using Roto Tracker, which will be really cool to see. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, FSI, check us out. $3 a day for any sport, $6 a day for every sport. Thanks.